Hello, I'm Morgan Fairchild, and I'm glad to be with you again as spokesperson for this preview of the new fleet cars for Buick, Oldsmobile, Pontiac, and Cadillac. Now, the last time I was with you, I had a good time, really, and I learned something about cars. I didn't learn so much I'm going to start talking like I know or care about overhead cams or compression ratios, but come on, give me a break. I mean, there are some brains under the blonde hair. You can't do a whole fleet film without learning something. As you might have guessed, our overall theme for the film is art. I like that. Color, style, line, form, nuance, detail, expression. And for me, that's a comfortable analogy for the GM cars I'll be talking to you about today. And just as there are different schools of art, the car divisions of GM express their point of view in different ways. In case you haven't noticed, General Motors is coming back to the philosophy that made them great. Very distinct divisional personalities for different kinds of buyers. Each model will be shaped, styled, appointed, and engineered with a divisional point of view. That means more competition among the divisions, and that you win when they come after your fleet business. Now, if we had to pick a school of art appropriate to Buick, it would be serious contemporary, the world of Picasso, Klee, Dali, Magritte, a clean, clear expression of new visions. Lines and form that set new standards for others to follow. The totally new from the ground up 1988 Buick Regal. And just look at these graceful lines on this new mid-size front-wheel drive beauty. Rounded, supple, sleek. Lines that suggest something vitally alive rather than a machine. Lines that were sculpted in a wind tunnel for a drag coefficient of 0.299, better than an '87 Ford Taurus. Oh, no, there she goes. You're probably thinking, talking about stuff she really didn't know about. Well, like I told you, I have learned a few things, like the fact that drag coefficient numbers indicate how easily a car slips through the wind. And that means the beautiful lines on this new Regal are also functional for better fuel economy. Now look at this stunning front end treatment. No longer do the grille and headlights appear as a separate entity. They're wrapped and formed in harmony with the entire unit that is the car. Composite halogen headlamps, standard. Independent front and rear suspension, standard. And while this new Regal is some 8 inches shorter and 160 pounds lighter than the rear-wheel drive Buick Regal it replaces, look at this. The new Regal doesn't even lose 1 cubic inch in trunk space. And as for the passenger compartment, the size difference from the previous Regal on this one is so small you won't even notice. Now, before we go inside, look at these door handles recessed into the pillar. Buick doesn't want any hardware to take away from these aerospace lines. There are 2 Regals, the Custom and the Limited. This is the Limited. And these beautiful and very comfortable seats are available in leather. The instrument panel is clean, uncluttered, logical. Digital electronic speedometer, a Buick specialty. Electronic heating and air conditioning controls with the new 50/50 defogger defogs the windows but still circulates heat to the floor. Now that's smart. Here's a neat feature. The new wet arm windshield wiper washer. The water comes from inside the wiper arm for an even application at any speed. The glove box features a coin box and a cup holder. Under the hood is the proven performance of the 2.8 V6 with multi-port fuel injection, the perfect power for this new midsize. Listen. That is the sound of galvanized steel, now on both sides of the door. It's one of the reasons GM has upped the ante in warranty life. 6 years or 60,000 miles on many major parts, and 100,000 miles on corrosion. In fact, it's 2-sided galvanized steel on every panel except the roof. And as advanced and sophisticated as it is, the new Buick Regal is a perfect fleet car. Now, part of the Buick fleet advantage is that they have a unique management structure whereby people who are active in fleet are also active in advanced planning. That means they have you in mind when they appoint them and price them. It means at Buick there's a special commitment to getting fleet buyers the cars they want, with the features they want, when they want them. And with the new Buick Regal, it's going to be better than ever. The Buick Regal has its own individual assembly plant. It shares assembly with no other GM division, so Buick won't be vying with sister divisions to fill orders. That's good news for fleet. And so is the exciting all-new Buick Regal. Look it over. All I can tell you is how it looks is how it drives. Now let's look at some other artful performers in the Buick fleet.
Beginning with the spirited, sporty, and sensibly priced Skyhawk, with 2-liter engine, Buick continues to press its fleet advantage for 1988. A chief contender from Buick is the popular size Skylark, and in '88, Skylark is the only Buick name for both the custom and limited 4-door and 2-door versions. For 1988, exterior refinements include the smart, functional addition of composite headlamps on the coupe. In consideration of the fleet customer and as further evidence of Buick's commitment to this important segment of their business, Skylark instrumentation and interior trim have been reappointed to make the Skylark price more competitive. The Skylark will be available with the new high-tech 2.3 quad-4 engine for extraordinary performance. Buick's bestseller, Century, enters 1988 with a reputation for value, excellence, performance, and a host of new, standard, and available features to make it even more attractive to our fleet customers. New door and seat designs on the Custom, tinted glass, electronically controlled AM/FM stereo with seek, scan, and clock, storage armrest, standard on Century Limited, and available on Century Custom. New black remote-controlled driver's outside rear-view mirror, standard, and an available new-styled steel wheel that's priced right for the fleet market. One of Century's most attractive features is that you can power it the way you use it. You can have it with the standard 2.5-liter Tech 4, the 2.8-liter MFI V6 for all-purpose performance, or the 3.8-liter SFI V6 for extra performance. However you look at it, Century makes sense for fleet. For the fleet customer who required full-size, 6-person seating, cargo capacity, and roadability, all at a reasonable price, it's hard to find a car that fills that order so well as Buick LeSabre. Available in coupe custom 4-door, limited 2-door and 4-door, and high-performance T-type, LeSabre gets an added power boost with the optional 3.8 SFI 3800 V6 engine, which promises reliable performance in a car that's known for smart performance. New standard features on LeSabre include AM/FM stereo with seek, scan, and digital clock. New rear lap and shoulder seat belts for added rear seat passenger safety. LeSabre, full size and fleet smart for 1988. In front-wheel drive luxury sedans, few express it so stylishly as Buick Electra, Park Avenue Ultra, and Electra T-Type. A major improvement for this popular sedan is under the hood, with GM's new high-tech 3.8 SFI 3800 V6 engine as the only engine available. And it suits this car perfectly with added power and quiet, smooth performance. Also available, storage armrest for cassettes or cellular telephone. Finally, Riviera, perhaps the most technically sophisticated American car made today. The right cars, a deep commitment to people, programs, and products.
From contemporary to classic. While the rest of the world changes and experiments, certain art forms endure. Their majesty remains timeless. Their classic lines and forms still say, masterpiece. A logical place to find the classic Cadillac Brougham, the car that wouldn't be downsized or discontinued because Americans wouldn't let it. Oh, sure, Cadillac thought of discontinuing the Brougham. I mean, being a good corporate citizen, a car that is the longest, highest luxury car in America didn't always seem attuned to the times. But also being good marketers, Cadillac believes in giving their customers what they want. And to a hardcore of their customers, this is Cadillac, period. To them, microchips and electronics will never compensate for wheelbase, roominess, and power. And it's hard to ignore a car that has enjoyed sales increases of 26% and 42% in the past 2 years. As a company car, well, if you're a small business, Cadillac Brougham just might hold the entire company. And when Cadillac Brougham says it seats 6, you don't have to say 6 what? It seats 6 full-grown American adults in style and comfort. How long is a Brougham? Well, most imported compacts would stop about here. And a lot of American mid-sized cars stop about here. The Cadillac Brougham just keeps going. It's over 18 feet long and over 5 feet wide and almost 5 feet high and still gets 25 miles to the gallon highway. And Brougham not only holds 6 adults, it can hold their cargo with almost 20 cubic feet of cargo space. Have you ever noticed that people who can afford a Cadillac tend to have more stuff? Well, Cadillac Brougham says, yeah, you can so take it with you. Oh, Brougham has changed over the years, but Brougham owners prefer evolutionary change rather than radical change. And Cadillac just keeps making those changes that make the Brougham a little bit better each year. 2 years ago, Brougham received the more serious 5.0-liter V8 engine. Last year, the front end was modified with more contemporary composite halogen headlamps. This year, under the hood, they've added an electronic spark control system as standard and heavy-duty battery. They've modified the base axle ratio for better operation, and a 25-gallon fuel tank is now standard for an extended cruising range. In the rear seat, they've added shoulder seat belts for increased passenger safety. I want to show you the interior of this Cadillac Brougham from the passenger side, because to me, everyone who rides in a Brougham is a pampered passenger, including the driver. I don't feel like I'm in a car. I feel like I'm in a sumptuous private environment that just quietly takes me wherever I want to go. And while other cars are so anxious to promise you the feel of the road, Cadillac Brougham promises you won't feel a thing, except your very own little tush on a very comfortable seat. Now, some people are of the opinion that roads feel, well, hard. And front or rear, Brougham is one car that lets you stretch out. Now look, I can do this, and there's still plenty of room. I can stretch out completely in the back seat. Even the instrument panel and dashboard have a classical appearance. There is nothing futuristic or space-age for Brougham. It's the clear, dignified, understated dashboard of a fine road car. Oh, and if you get a Brougham, you really should get it with the optional GM Delco AM/FM stereo signal seeking and scanner with digital display and cassette player. Or you could just say, give me the good radio. It gives you the feeling you're listening to music in an auditorium. And the interior of the Brougham helps that feeling along. While so many of today's cars promise you the future, Cadillac Brougham, even though it is updated with today's technology, brings back those great memories of luxury, comfort, room, and horsepower. And yes, Brougham does find a place for itself in fleet simply because it accommodates groups of people in great style. Its lasting power is probably due to the fact that it is the last of the great American road cars that's constantly updated with the classic spirit of Cadillac. Now let's look at some other Cadillac ideas from 1988.
Cadillac ownership has always meant more than uncompromising luxury and prestige. It also has meant superior workmanship and reliability. How many times a Cadillac does not go in for service other than for regularly scheduled maintenance? A Cadillac champion of engine reliability has been the 4.1 DFI V8 engine. In fact, when measured against other engines in the areas of freedom from stalling and starting ease, the 4.1 DFI V8 in DeVille ranked first among owners. And in an 86 audit among top cars for indicated engine trouble, Cadillac was better than Lincoln Town Car, BMW, Audi 5000, and Mercedes. And now a new generation of Cadillac engine quality. The 4.5-liter DFI V8 engine, which becomes the new engine for 88 DeVille, Fleetwood, Eldorado, and Seville. Horsepower is increased from 130 to 155. 0 to 60 figures drop from about 12.5 seconds to the 10-second range. But more significantly, no new Cadillac engine has ever tested so well or promised so much sparkling performance with trouble-free operation. Because of an accelerated production schedule, testing for the 4.5-liter DFI V8 was done on actual production engines rather than engine prototypes for more realistic projections. The results were almost astonishing. The 4.5-liter DFI V8 tested 5 times better for reliability than the very reliable 4.1-liter it replaces. And even more impressive, in the measure of world-class powertrain standards, a measure based on the average engine reliability of the 4 highest-rated production automobiles, it was significantly higher. The 4.5-liter DFI V8 means even more performance and predictable reliability and value in cars like Cadillac's major fleet contender, DeVille. While the DeVille exterior remains unchanged, the product improvements continue. Besides its exciting new engine, DeVille receives new standard equipment, including a heavy-duty battery, tilt and telescope steering wheel, dual comfort split seat, power remote trunk lid release, controlled cycle windshield wiper, and electronic cruise control. In short, all those features fleet buyers look for in a well-appointed luxury car are now standard in the 1988 DeVille. Like DeVille, Fleetwood d'Elegance receives many product improvements and features that were previously options are now standard equipment. Beginning with the new 4.5-liter DFI V8, Fleetwood d'Elegance receives the same basic product improvements as DeVille, including improved electronic level control. And added to Fleetwood d'Elegance's distinctive luxury features, such as genuine American walnut instrument panel and door trim plates and digital instrumentation, new standard features include power trunk release, power trunk lid pull down, electronic cruise control, illuminated visor vanity mirrors, twilight sentinel, and illuminated entry system. These new standard features carry over to the Fleetwood 60 Special, the front-wheel drive, high-technology Cadillac with the feel of a limousine. Eldorado for 1988 takes on a bold new look with crisper, more distinctly Cadillac lines. New grille, new brighter headlamp bezels, new hood with raised power dome design. The new look carries to the rear with new rear quarter extensions and tail lamp treatment. Rear-mounted antenna, powered by the new 4.5-liter DFI V8, and with optional anti-lock brake system, the new Eldorado is fulfilling its destiny as the ultimate personal luxury car. Seville and Seville Elegante for 88 also take on a bold new front-end appearance with a raised power dome design hood to house its more spirited 4.5-liter V8 engine. Inside, both Eldorado and Seville receive a new, longer cushion rear seat for better thigh support and ease of egress and entry. The rear cushion also receives a new suspension support system for the ultimate in passenger comfort, a Cadillac exclusive. Rounding out the Cadillac line are Cimarron, the sporty small Cadillac that's long on standard features, and the car that leads the new spirit of Cadillac, Alante, the world-class luxury roadster that's created all the excitement and lived up to its advanced reviews. Cadillac, the division whose name has always been synonymous with the finest America builds.
Hello, I'm Jim McDonough, President of General Motors, and I want to personally thank each of you, our valued fleet customers, for attending this preview of our 1988 Pontiacs, Oldsmobiles, Buicks, and Cadillacs. I don't mind telling you that we at GM approached the 1988 model year with a great deal of confidence. not only because of some very exciting new cars for 1988, but also because of some very significant refinements in existing models. Refinements that should be of keen interest to fleet buyers. Refinements like our extensive use of two-sided galvanized body steel and superior new base coat, clear coat paint applications. To you, that can only mean cars which look good and stay good-looking longer. 1988 is also the year of some very important refinements in engine technology. You've already seen the impressive 4.5-liter direct fuel-injected V8, which makes our Cadillac division justifiably proud. Now I want to introduce you to our all-new 3800 V6 and Quad-4 engines. These are the kinds of achievements that get engineers excited, and I'd like to explain why. First of all, both engines benefit from the principles of simplification and sophistication. We simplify by creating engines with fewer mechanical parts, and we gain sophistication with the aid of computer technology. Let's see how simplicity and sophistication work together in the advanced fuel injection systems in both the 3800 V6 and the Quad-4. To explain that, let me try an analogy. You've probably heard of the just-in-time theory of manufacturing. That's when materials are delivered to the job site exactly when needed, no sooner, no later. It demands that the materials be exactly right, and it eliminates costly warehousing. Sequential fuel injection is exactly that. With the aid of an onboard computer, it delivers the fuel to the cylinder precisely when needed. The result is a better burn, which means better performance, better fuel economy, and little chance of flooding. We've gone all out with these engines to achieve the best performance and unparalleled reliability. Our new 3.8-liter 3800 V6, for example, uses O-ring seals whenever possible. O-ring seals are used in high-performance and aircraft engines to positively eliminate oil leakage or dirt particles getting in the engine. The result? A cleaner engine and engine compartment. And cleaner engines last longer. And you'll hear our engineers refer to the 3800 V6 as on-center. This principle reduces friction, the enemy of engine life, and it's a better use of mechanical energy. The net gain from all these refinements with the 3800 is a remarkable 165 horsepower, and that translates to performance. Our 2.3-liter Quad-4 engine also has some features that give it outstanding performance, reliability, and durability. The cam belt is a critical engine component. On the Quad-4, it's a steel chain rather than a belt, and we place it inside the engine for even more protection. We call the engine Quad-4 because each of the cylinders has 2 ports for intake and 2 for exhaust. An engine is like a lung. It needs to breathe. Just as a lung takes in oxygen and expels carbon dioxide, so an engine has to take in fuel and oxygen and expel exhaust. With more ports, the engine breathes more freely, and you get better performance and much greater power. The 2.3-liter Quad-4, it adds up to performance of 150 horsepower. This is a world-class 4-cylinder, 16-valve engine. And finally, both engines benefit from the electronic control module, the ECM, the brain of the engine. The ECM is not new, but it gets more sophisticated each year. It tells the engine the temperature, the altitude, and how to adjust the engine operation to the external environment. Now, with the ECM memory, it remembers how the engine is most frequently used. Stop and start city driving, or extended highway driving, and makes those adjustments in the engine. The proof is in performance. And I hope you take the opportunity to drive the cars with these outstanding new engines as soon as possible. And for those of you who are more interested in technology, please ask for details from any of our corporate or division fleet people. Thanks again for considering GM for your fleet purchases, and good luck to you in your business in 1988.
Some artists look upon their art as reflections of life, a graphic journal of our values and heritage. They find beauty and emotion in a small-town church, an abandoned farm, a city street. And if you had to pick one nameplate that best expresses the heritage of the American car, it would be Oldsmobile. Many people think Ford was the first car company in America. This is not true. It was Oldsmobile. They made cars then where they still make them now, in the very American city of Lansing, Michigan. And Oldsmobile has never lost the touch in interpreting the kinds of cars Americans want to drive. And as fleet buyers, you know, if it carries the name Oldsmobile, it's in the mainstream in terms of style, engineering, price, and most important, resale. A car like Cutlass Calais. That's right. This year, Calais takes on the Cutlass name, the most powerful and popular nameplate in America. A name that can only enhance the value of an already popular fleet car. Now, the only problem that poses is for rental car companies. But somehow Oldsmobile thinks it might be one of those problems you don't mind having. How do you classify Cutlass Calais? Now, we call it a compact because it is in terms of price, wheelbase, and fuel efficiency. But Cutlass is a mid-size name, and the performance and ride is anything but compact, especially when you order it with GM's exciting new quad-4 fuel-injected engine. Now Cutlass Calais becomes a performance car. There are 3 Cutlass Calais levels: the base model, which has an easy entry price, the SL, and the new upscale performance-oriented I-Series. Now here's a nice feature I want to show you that's new and standard in the SL and I-Series. It doesn't look it, but this rear seat is split 60-40. This opening goes directly into the trunk. You can take down the 60 seat or the 40 seat and still have room for a third passenger. Or they both come down for extra storage. Whether a fleet car for rental customers or a business car, I think you can see the potential in that feature. I mean, skis, fishing rods, merchandising and advertising displays, projection screens, tripods, various and sundry other long things, whatever. Hi there. You know, as a female, which I am, this car just feels right. I mean, it's not too big, not too small, just a perfect, manageable size, which it is. And I guess I'm not alone in feeling that way because this car is very, very popular with female drivers. And I don't suppose I have to impress upon you the number of women driving fleet cars these days. Now, do I? Cutlass Calais, a car that's hard to classify but even more difficult to ignore as a fleet car. With the Cutlass designation, interior room, and ride, it's a midsize. In price and wheelbase, it's a compact. And with the exciting new quad-4 engine and I-Series model, it's a sports and performance car. Cutlass Calais is a car that cuts across demographics with a special appeal for female drivers. It's young, spirited, fun to drive, but it carries with it the styling, values, and tradition of a most successful American car, Oldsmobile. Now let's look at some other ways Olds makes sense for fleet.
And the powerful Cutlass name takes on even more luster in 1988 with the mid-year introduction of the all-new front-wheel drive Cutlass Supreme. The lines are sleek and rounded, aerodynamic, with a new low-drag coefficient that cuts effortlessly through the wind. Truly a sports performance car feel in a mid-size coupe. Inside, a smart, clean electronic instrument cluster with digital speedometer, analog fuel gauge and trip odometer as standard. AM/FM stereo standard, air conditioning standard with the V6 engine. All controls are accessible, easy to read, and electronic. While shorter in wheelbase, Cutlass Supreme is essentially unchanged in interior room and cargo capacity from the previous rear-wheel drive Supreme. The feeling of openness is further enhanced by the extensive use of glass in the rear area. The base engine in Cutlass Supreme is the spirited, reliable 2.8 V6. Cutlass Supreme is available in 3 models: the base level, SL, and stylish I Series. With its integrity of design, engineering, and assembly, its promise of performance, its price and standard equipment at the base level, Cutlass Supreme is already turning the heads of smart fleet buyers. Completing the Cutlass line is the fleet champion, Cutlass Sierra, Sierra Brome, and the new Sierra International Series, or I Series. This new level of sophistication, performance, and roadability is an Oldsmobile statement that this traditional solid value division is indeed capable of innovation and surprise. Every I-Series Oldsmobile will be powered by the up-level engine offered in the car line and will have Olds specifically tuned FE3 suspension. Inside, distinctive interiors with contoured bucket seats, console, and specific I-Series instrument cluster. Cutlass Calais, Cutlass Supreme, Cutlass Sierra. Choosing a Cutlass from Oldsmobile was never so interesting as in 1988. Oldsmobile Firenza takes on an exciting, bold new look for 1988. Wide body side moldings, new front-end grille treatment, composite headlamps, and new bumpers show Firenza to be the sporty, fun-to-drive car that it is. New for 88. Up-level Firenzas assume the SL identity, and all Firenzas receive a new, larger base tire for improved ride and roadability. And in 1988, you can have Firenza with optional turbo power on the 2-liter overhead cam engine, which can take you from 0 to 60 in an astonishing 8.7 seconds. In full-size fleet performance, Olds Delta 88 and 88 Brome are at the right price in 88. With quality refinements that include 2-sided galvanized metal for hoods and fenders. They're more fun to drive, too, with the power of the new 3800 V6 engine. And there's the added security of an available anti-lock braking system. Inside, other quality refinements include the additional options of center armrest with storage and the available inflatable airbag restraint. Delta 88 has been designated GM's lead car for the use of this safety option. Also, a new standard safety feature. 3-point seat belts add protection to the rear seat passenger. In 1988, Oldsmobile 98s, Regency and Brome become exclusively sedans. Also, 98 will be powered by the new 3800 V6 engine. Power so perfect for this luxury car that it will be the only engine offered. Further product enhancements are the use of 2-sided galvanized metal for the hoods and fenders for a body that's bound to last the life of the car. The car that's creating a new dimension in full-size luxury is the Oldsmobile Touring Sedan. With the FE3 suspension, distinctive exterior appearance, the Touring Sedan is as roadworthy as it looks. Inside, the Touring Sedan has the atmosphere of an elegant club room. Perforated leather 6-way power bucket seats, console, real wood veneer, tastefully appointed instrument panel, leather-wrapped steering wheel and shift, air conditioning, electric trunk release, cruise control, tilt steering wheel, all standard on this unique high-performance road car. Finally, the ultimate Oldsmobile Toronado and Toronado Trofeo. On the exterior, Toronado receives new headlamp covers for a bolder face. Inside, the radio and temperature controls have been redesigned for easier readability. Included is Oldsmobile's 50/50 defogger, which sends warm air into the passenger compartment as it clears the windows. An optional anti-lock brake system has been added. Add to this new performance and power in the 3800 V6 engine, and Toronado continues to set standards of excellence in a high-technology personal luxury car for the select buyer.
What car division belongs in this art world? This young place that is contemporary, slightly irreverent, colorful, and inquisitive? Who else but Pontiac, GM's reborn success division. A nameplate that enjoyed a 20% increase in fleet sales last year and an 82% sales increase since 1982. And that is the best in the industry. Now, the old GM pecking order of Chevrolet, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, Buick, and Cadillac just doesn't hold true anymore. Not when an innovative, spirited division like Pontiac has such a clear sense of self and a mind of its own. Pontiac's success doesn't come from following anybody, but rather creating distinctive cars with that special Pontiac feel of performance and roadability. A car like the all-new Pontiac Le Mans, an international class car developed by Pontiac and shared with nobody. And international is not just corporate jingoism here. Le Mans was designed in Germany. It's assembled to meticulous specifications in Korea, and it will soon dispel the notion that a great, road-savvy, well-contented small car could never carry an American nameplate. When it was introduced, Le Mans was named Car of the Year in Europe and is one of the best-selling right now. The Le Mans is front-wheel drive for sure-footed handling, and under the hood, a spirited 1.6 four-cylinder engine with electronic fuel injection. That's an engine that delivers sparkling acceleration and performance, while it delivers up to 31 miles per gallon city and 40 miles per gallon highway. There are 4 Le Mans to choose from. There are 2 3-door entry-level Aero Coupes. There's the Le Mans 4-door sedan. And there's this one, the sporty, stylish Le Mans SE sedan. It is the upscale Le Mans, but still so attractively priced that it's hard to ignore as a fun-to-drive, easy-to-buy fleet car. And when Pontiac designed and priced Le Mans, they made a conscious decision not to try for an attractive price at the expense of features people want and expect in a good car. On this Le Mans SE, standard features include tilt steering wheel, column-mounted controls for turn signals, headlamps with flash to pass, windshield wipers and washers, a smart rally instrumentation with tachometer and trip odometer, AM/FM stereo radio with clock, standard on all models of Le Mans except the value leader. Visor vanity mirror for us ladies. Sport mirrors with remote control, both left and right, standard. Now add to this a full-size spare tire, rear window defogger, lap and shoulder belts for the rear seat, full wheel covers, tinted glass, and full reclining front seats with articulating headrest. Now compare these standard features with the price. You are in for a very pleasant surprise from Pontiac. And Le Mans is quiet and tight and snug to the road without a lot of engine noise coming into the car's interior. Pontiac classifies Le Mans as a subcompact, but believe me, the feel is strictly sedan. And since most European households are not 2-car families, they demand maximum cargo flexibility in a single car. And Le Mans does it in style. The trunk is so large to begin with, it almost looks like an optical illusion. In fact, it's the largest trunk of any Pontiac sedan, including Bonneville. Fold down the rear seats and it becomes a little workhorse. On all Le Mans, the rear seats are split fold down for a third passenger if necessary. Pontiac Le Mans. Totally new, exclusively Pontiac. Good news for fleet buyers who want to offer their drivers fun, well-appointed, smartly engineered transportation at an anybody-can-afford-it price. Not such good news for Toyota, Nissan, Honda, those people who thought such cars would never carry a non-Japanese name like Pontiac. Le Mans is a world-class car that is destined to continue the remarkable sales success of this GM division with the fresh, young ideas. But it's not the only good news from Pontiac for fleet buyers. Let's look.
Pontiac covers the fleet market with smart offerings in every size range. Besides Le Mans and smaller cars, there is the proven performance of Sunbird. This year's Sunbird gets a new, larger wheel as standard for smoother roadability and a quieter ride. Also available in '88, a Sunbird GT Turbo on a 2-liter engine. Whatever Sunbird you choose, base level sedan, SE Coupe, wagon or sedan, or GT Turbo, Sunbird carries the spirit of Pontiac in savvy roadability. There's a reason Pontiac Grand Am stacks up so well on every fleet buyer's tally sheets and reigns as the Pontiac sales leader. Price, style, size, and performance. Grand Am is simply a smart fleet car. In 1988, Grand Am features a new body color grille, but the real Grand Am news is under the hood. The base 2.5-liter has been improved to operate more smoothly with less vibration. In addition, the up-level Grand Am SE will carry the high-performance 2-liter electronic fuel-injected turbo as standard. Available on all models, the all-new 16-valve 2.3-liter engine, the 4-cylinder engine that powers like a 6. Fun to drive, easy to buy, Grand Am for '88 just keeps looking better. Close to Grand Am in total sales, and not behind anybody in mid-size style and performance, the Pontiac 6000 series. 6000, SE, and the sophisticated STE advance the Pontiac spirit with features and clean aerodynamic styling characteristic of European touring sedans costing thousands more. Standard power is the improved 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine on the 6000 with a 2.8 V6 with electronic fuel injection. For '88, the base level 6000 receives tinted glass and AM/FM stereo as standard equipment. Perhaps the most exciting news for 6000 is the introduction of a limited production of an all-wheel drive 6000 STE in mid-1988. An advanced system worthy of a great road car. Grand Prix, a legendary Pontiac name on a brand new Pontiac of destiny. From the management team to the modern assembly plant devoted to Grand Prix only, to the aerodynamic design with flush-mounted glass, to the advanced components such as looped-for-life suspension, Grand Prix is a statement of how far the American car has come today and where it is going tomorrow. Under the hood, the 2.8-liter V6 engine, the perfect power plant for Grand Prix, sits in a most well-organized engine compartment for easy service. Inside, Grand Prix form, function, and technology in the pod-mounted controls, the liquid crystal instrument panel, the notched backbench seats with center armrest. Grand Prix, Grand Prix LE, Grand Prix SE all have front-wheel drive, 4-wheel independent suspension, stainless steel exhaust. It is a car for fleet and a car with a future. New last year, Bonneville is the full-size Pontiac that drew rave reviews from the automotive press for its styling, handling, power-to-curb weight, and its insistence on being a Pontiac rather than a Me Too full-size car with another nameplate. For 1988, a new Bonneville is added. There is Bonneville, Bonneville SE, and now high-performance, technically superior Bonneville SSE. With the all-new 3800 V6 engine, electronic level control, anti-lock disc brakes, electronic compass, and so many other standard features as to make it the ultimate Pontiac, unlike any car on the road today. Bonneville. It says a sensibly priced full-size fleet car can be fun to drive. And with cars like Fiero, Firebird, Trans Am, a spirit of performance and road savvy pervades the entire division.
So from me to you, thanks for being with us. I've certainly enjoyed being with you again, and if I were to leave you with a single thought, it would be this. When it comes to design and assembly and engineering, General Motors is the state-of-the-art in American cars. Remember that. And have a good year.